I want you to think about your baby for a second. Think about the little things they do. The way they stare at something for what feels like way too long. The way they react when something surprises them. The way they watch your face, like they're studying for an exam. Now here's what most parents don't realize. A lot of the behaviors we brush off as just baby stuff. They're actually signs of a developing mind that is working harder than we give it credit for. And some of the biggest ones are hiding in plain sight. So, if you've ever looked at your baby and wondered what's going on in that little head, you're about to find out. The first sign is intense, prolonged staring. Not the unfocused gaze of a newborn who's still figuring out how eyes work. I mean the locked-in, unblinking, completely absorbed stare. When your baby stares at something, your face, a shadow on the wall, a cup on the table, their brain is doing something called deep visual processing. They're not zoning out. They're analyzing. Researchers at the University of Rochester found that babies who spend more time in sustained visual focus in the first months of life show stronger cognitive scores later on. The brain is essentially practicing attention. And attention, it turns out, is one of the foundational skills behind almost every form of intelligence. So if your baby is a starer, good sign. The second sign is early facial imitation. This one shows up surprisingly soon after birth. We're talking days, not months. If you stick out your tongue at a newborn and they stick theirs back out at you, that is not a coincidence. That is a sophisticated social cognitive process happening in real time. It means their brain is already mapping the connection between what they see on your face and what they can do with their own. Research from Andrew Meltzoff at the University of Washington, one of the leading scientists in infant cognition, shows that early imitators consistently demonstrate stronger language and social development in the years that follow. Your baby isn't just copying you. They're learning how to be a person by watching you. Now, the third sign. This is the one most parents completely misread. And honestly, when I first came across this, it stopped me cold. The third sign of a cognitively advanced baby is getting bored easily. I know. Stay with me. If your baby gets fussy when nothing's happening, if they seem to constantly need new input, if they exhaust you with how quickly they move on from one thing to the next, that is not a difficult baby. That is a hungry brain. A 2006 study published in Developmental Psychology found that babies who showed faster habituation, which basically means they got bored of things more quickly, scored significantly higher on intelligence measures at age 4. Logic makes sense when you think about it. A brain that processes information quickly needs more information to process. It's done with that toy. It's done with that view. It needs something new. That relentless need for stimulation isn't high maintenance. It's high capacity. The fourth sign is reacting to music with their whole body, not just turning their head when a song comes on. I mean bouncing, kicking, going still, and completely absorbed. Babies are not born with a sense of rhythm. They build it. And researchers at McMaster University found that babies who showed stronger rhythmic responses to music in infancy also demonstrated stronger early language abilities. Because rhythm and language share the same neural architecture. The ability to hear patterns, to anticipate what comes next, to feel structure in sound. It's the same cognitive machinery that eventually learns to read. So if your baby loses their mind for a good beat, that's not just cute. That's their brain-building infrastructure. The fifth sign is reaching with intention. There's a difference between a baby swinging their arms randomly and a baby who sees something, locks onto it, and reaches specifically for that thing. That second one, intentional reaching, requires your baby to form a goal, plan a movement, and execute it. At 4 or 5 months old. That is genuinely impressive when you slow down to think about it. Studies show that the age at which babies begin intentional reaching correlates with the development of executive function, the brain's ability to plan, focus, and problem solve. In other words, every time your baby reaches for something on purpose, they're practicing one of the most important cognitive skills they'll ever have. The sixth sign is laughing at unexpected things. Not just responding to tickles or silly faces. I mean actually finding something funny because it violated what they expected. You put a block on your head. You make a toy fall in a surprising way. You say a word in a voice that doesn't make sense. and they crack up. That laughter is a signal that your baby has formed a mental model of how the world works. When reality breaks that model in a harmless way, they find it hilarious. Developmental psychologists call this violation of expectation, and the fact that your baby can experience, it means they already have expectations. They already have a working theory of how things should go. That is a cognitive leap most parents don't even notice happening. The seventh sign is searching for something after it disappears. This one's called object permanence, and it's one of the milestones that developmental researchers track most closely. Before a certain age, if you hide a toy under a blanket to your baby, it simply no longer exists. Out of sight, completely out of mind. But the moment your baby starts lifting that blanket to look for it, their brain has made a massive leap. They now understand that things continue to exist even when they can't see them. That is abstract thinking. In an infant, the earlier it shows up, the more it tends to predict about the cognitive development that follows. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Intelligence in babies doesn't look like a baby sitting quietly and being easy. It often looks like curiosity. It looks like restlessness. It looks like staring too long, needing too much, wanting to touch everything, watching your every move. It looks like a lot of the things that honestly, some days, completely exhaust you. And maybe that's worth holding on to the next time you're running on 3 hours of sleep wondering why your baby won't just settle. Your brain is busy. That's a good thing. Follow this channel if this is the kind of thing you want more of. Every week, we go deeper into the science of what your baby is actually experiencing, the stuff that doesn't make it into the parenting books. I'll see you in the next one.